So my research area is on parental involvement in young people, especially in the area of how much they contribute as children to talk in English at home, and the activities that they do and how much it has influenced the students at a young age. So the outline of the presentation would be the interaction problem, where it happened, and then the reason as to why these reason, the rationale, the research questions, the literature review, and the methodology, how I'm going to do the research, and the areas that will be covered, and how the data will be collected and analyzed, and the action plan. So it's a global significance that English is a vital and important aspect as to understand, to talk, especially to talk more than, writing it plays a vital role, but then speaking when we go to an interview or even for higher studies, so English is actually very important. So we understand the importance, and in Sri Lanka we see that there is English is being introduced at a young age, from grade 1 to 3, as per the policies that they have introduced, but it's just speaking but not introduced as a subject. So this challenges, so though English is introduced, that we can see that there's a challenge where students who come out of school are still finding it difficult. They struggle to converse, in communicate in English. So even Rahmi say in 2022, his article, he explains this quite well, that even though the students they learn English from grade 1 to 13, and out there, but still they have problems struggling more. Writing comes afterwards, but in communication. So this is so personally, and even if you take in other countries, we can see that parental involvement is that is where the child is brought up first. So that is where a lot of influence can be made. So this is why this area has been chosen, to see how parents can influence to make this to some extent. So this research is all about. So the problem is, like I said earlier, it's a long-standing problem where a solution hasn't been found yet. So because what people say is that there are not enough resources, there aren't any teachers, but they don't look at the resources or what they have at this point as to use them and develop or evolve in that area. Just take what you have and see what can be worked out. So this has been a long-standing problem. So it is important to strengthen the foundation of a child, whereas the child will be confident enough when they come into that state where they have to face an interview in English, or maybe go for higher studies, because even universities find it difficult when they come for lectures, if the students, they don't understand English or they can't converse, giving presentations, and any other kind of where they have to communicate in English. So this it is an ongoing issue. So now, if we take the literature, it's about parental involvement. There very much in Sri Lankan context, but in other countries there are many articles that can be found, and research is done as to how much influence parents can make within their home environment to improve the child's communication in English. But if I take in Sri Lanka, not much of effort given, there's not much of articles written or researchers done as to how much influence parents can make in the communication to improve their communication. So there is a mismatch here where the schools are much focusing on writing, more writing, creative writing and comprehension and all of that. Little time and effort is given for their conversation wise, because they are mainly focusing, then take the government schools, they're mainly focusing on the textbook, and whatever that is there, they will just follow that only, but not enough effort is taken to make children speak, converse in English. So there's a mismatch of education as well. So it is said by Professor Vikramasinghe 2022. He explained very elaborately. Then, yeah. So there's multiple benefits, like I said earlier, when parents get involved in children's education, especially when I'm talking about English, to talk English, what they can do at home, what they can, how they can influence, so that we can at least to a certain extent bridge the gap between early learning and later academic success. So these are the research questions to see how well parents, how parents can influence in the child's communicative competence and oral communication skills, and how parental involvement can be towards developing their language skills, and the challenges, the barriers that they have. Maybe they are not educated, or maybe they don't know, and how they can bypass all this. And then because we have technology, it doesn't mean that whoever the parent is, whatever the job that they do, the background. So just to see how the background is, why what is happening in children in early years. So now when it comes to the literature part, even Noam Chomsky have stated that linguistic competence means the understanding of grammar is the foundation of communication. So extending that part, him 1972 says it's not only grammar and the innateness, but it's just the way how we communicate with each other to make other person understand what you say. So it's beyond grammar. So that's what he said, like after what Noam Chomsky said. So in Cameron's Way, 1980, he said, so when it comes to young learners, communicative competence means grasping grammar, but also it is important to know mathematics as well. So you have a conversation, and whatever the words, vocabulary that is being used, so the other person needs to be understandable. So this is what means communication. It's not just having a conversation. It's all about other person understanding, and you talk for the other person to understand you. So when it comes to learners, so there's Epstein 2019, where they have got this 6 ways of how parents can influence young children to talk in English. So by reading books, or maybe singing together, maybe just talking a few phrases at home, and making the environment joyful for them, so that they will learn them interestingly. So that's what he says in this article. So this is the methodology. Now, if we say, we look at this image over here, the majority of students, they apply for provincial schools. There's a big gap over here. So this is taken from 2002 census report. And so national schools, it's very less, and most prominent school type is the provincial schools. So that is why I have chosen provincial schools. And also from that, they go to the schools are divided like this, and most of them go to this type 3 schools, and then the majority is type 2. So if you take whole of 2 schools, 1 AB type schools, and 1 to 13, 1 they do, and 1 they do. So I have chosen type 1C school and type 2 school to give a more kind of a general presentation about my research area. So why I have chosen grade 3 student is that even the ministry, the government Ministry of Education, they say that the child when they come to school, they are developed, they are similar come to 92%. So they they are at a stage where they can understand, and also, so when they begin school, so the 92% is right, so activity-based teaching from grade 1. And that's the second reason why I have chosen grade 3 students, because grade 1, from grade 1 to 3, it is just communicative kind of teaching. And from grade 3, this subject is introduced. So that's the reason I have chosen grade 3 students. And yes, the methodology I'll be using a mixed method. So as Presley and Presley 2018 said that there are some fundamental differences if you take just only one method. So therefore, I have taken the blended way of quantitative data, and first I'll be taking the quantitative data, and then with the analysis I'll be going for the qualitative. So this also aligns with the report of grade 3 literacy and education report, Ministry of Education. And then I was inspired to use this explanatory sequential method article, which was a research done in Indonesia about parental support for young learners. Yes. And you can see this is how the data will be collected. And then this is the sampling, certified sampling is employed for the quantitative phase. Then it will be divided based on variables such as school type, like I said earlier, and the grade and the gender. So most of the children in they go to mixed schools, so I've chosen 2 mixed schools actually. So the phase 2 is like purposive sampling, where I'll be selected from the quantitative, which parents I need to go for the qualitative data. And this is my action plan since I had to expedite the school at giving holidays, so I have to like kind of quickly get the data collected, and so this is divided into weeks. So I have with my dissertation. So yes, so I'll be now from now itself collecting data, and today I'll be going for some of the schools today. And yes, I've been writing my dissertation, and I think 2 chapters are almost done. So I'll be starting my methodology as well, and I should be able to submit in no time. So these are the references that I have gone through. Thank you.
What made you involved in your personal experience, or is it an academic interest?
It is an academic interest and also a personal interest also. Because of some of the parents who like kind of complain about governmental, the way how they teach, and they don't do this, they don't do that, and that, all that. And then I was like going on reading some articles, actually what is the status of the academic background of this. So then I thought like other countries, if I take,